everyone, welcome to our second tutorial, and today what we're going to do is a basic kids cornrows. I know that with us being in the COVID-19 epidemic, some of us have had to braid our children's hair at home, so I just wanted to provide some basic guidelines you can use when braiding your child's hair at home. First and foremost, shampoo and condition the hair, and then you want to towel block the hair if you can. Put it in what we call some plaids, some big dookie braids so it can air dry without heat. If you find it absolutely necessary, then you can blow dry. You want to make sure that the scalp is thoroughly oiled. I use coconut oil on my client today. And then you want to make sure that you subsection the hair into the desired style. As you can see, my client's hair, she's going to have a section of cornrows swoop this way. The back is going to swoop up into a ponytail, and this is her design element. So, without further ado, we are going to proceed. Key element, let me not forget this. When you are braiding your child's hair, keep in mind the process is going to be at least 30 to 45 minutes. You want to make sure they have something to entertain their mind and time, and you want to make sure that you're completely focused so you don't elongate the time, okay? Keep in mind a child's attention span. Now, let's get started. So I'm going to be using the tail of the comb to fine tune some of my partings. As you can see, the hair is already clearly detangled, so that makes it so much easier for me to have clean and crisp parts. I'm going to take the duck clip and actually pin away any hair that I'm not braiding so as it cannot get tangled into the hair that I am braiding. That first braid is going to be crucial because that's going to be the guiding measurement for all other braids. When you are doing this, you can use a duck clip, you can use a rubber band, you can use combs to pin away any hair that you're not braiding. It's key that you detangle each panel before braiding. And starting with the ends of the hair, you're going to separate 3 strands at the top of the panel and then use the over and under technique, picking up a little bit of hair as you go. It is crucial, again, not to use a lot of pressure, but instead to keep your fingertips close to the scalp. Once you have braided all the hair that's on the scalp, you continue with the over and under technique all the way down the strand of hair. And you'll notice that the braids are already shiny because we have thoroughly oiled the scalp. And I'm going to continue braiding until there is no more hair left to braid. When I am ready to start my next panel, I just take away my duck clip, use the ragtail of my comb, using that first braid as a guide, make my parting, and you'll notice that my parting is slightly curved. You can use straight parts, you can use zigzag parts, you can use any type of design for your parting. However, I notice, especially for kids, it is more complimentary because the scalp, the head is round. So once again, I'm taking 3 strands starting at the front panel, picking up a little bit of hair as I go, keeping my fingertips close to the scalp and continuing with that over and under technique all the way down the hair strand. Once you have completely braided all the way down that hair strand, You can compare the two braids, and if you need to make any adjustments then, Do it before finishing the entire style. Once again, using that ragtail of the comb, this makes it so much easier to get clean and crisp parting. I can go back with the teeth of the comb to make it even more defined. I'm going to detangle starting from the ends of the hair. Pin away my comb using 3 strands at the top. And I'm pulling that hair straight up at a 90-degree angle and continuing with the over and under technique, picking up a little bit of hair as I go and continuing that over and under technique once I have completely braided all the hair to the scalp. Notice that the braids are shiny. Each strand is neat because I've kept my fingertips close to the scalp. And because I haven't added any additional pressure and yanking or stretching, my client is comfortable. Pressure, yanking, or stretching will lead to this and can cause permanent damage and a lot of pain to your child. So please refrain from this. So I'm going to slow it down a little because I get a lot of questions on how to get braids to come up from the back. And I want to talk about some basic anatomy. You want to pay attention to this artery right here. You don't want to put any pressure points. And also, you don't want to overstretch the edges. So I'm going to use a little bit of the Satin styling cream. I'm going to apply it on the edges. I'm going to use my brush to brush that in and kind of slay them, so my daughter says. And at the end, I'm going to show you how we can keep that down for 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to take 3 strands, of course. Minimal tension, but keeping my fingertips close to the scalp. Over and under, over and under, over and under. Keeping my fingertips close to the scalp. Minimal tension. Notice the position of my body. I'm not standing behind her head trying to braid up. I'm standing in front of her head, braiding towards me. Keep in mind that at the hairline and at the base, the very end of your cornrow should be just a little bit thinner than the rest of the cornrow. Why? Because the hair at the hairline is a little bit thinner, so you're going to adjust for density. And the hair at the base, because the space at the base of the cornrow is just a little smaller, so there you're adjusting for the size of your base. It just makes it much more easier for all the cornrows to go into a ponytail. Any hair that does not make it into the cornrow, that's okay. I'm going to show you how to slay it at the end. Once I get off the scalp, notice that I'm still braiding, and I'm going to braid until I can't braid anymore. Pay attention to the anatomy. You don't want to put any additional pressure on any pressure points. You comfortable? It's a little tight? All right, no problem. If your child client is feeling uncomfortable and need a break, let them get that break. Remember, the customers comes first. Is that better? All right. I'm going back and fine tuning my part just to make sure it's nice and crisp. Using the ragtail of the comb. I'm using my duck clip. Pin away the hair. A little bit of my styling cream. Make sure the hair is fully detangled. Use my brush. Taking just a little bit to create those first 3 strands. Minimal tension, keeping my fingertips at the base. And you'll notice that that satiny styling cream leaves a little luster, makes the hair easy to manage, and puts those unruly hairs, whether they be at the ends or at the hairline, just where you need them. All right, as we prepare to finish my client's hair, I'm putting a little of the smooth creams on the edges, and I'm using the edge defining brush. Let's go ahead and brush it in. Take 3 strands, keep the fingertips close to the scalp. Not applying a whole bunch of pressure. Picking up a little bit of hair as I go, over and under, over and under. Now, as you can see, any of those baby hairs that didn't make it in, I just took the styling cream and I used my edge brush to kind of just create little swoops, brush them in. And for my finish, I'm going to use a little mousse, satinic volumizing mousse. And what that's going to do, that's going to prevent flyaways and frizziness. A little bit goes a long way with this product. Rub that in. So you don't see any more white. And then I'm going to spray it with a little bit of the Finish Shine. Take 2 little rubber bands and just smooth all her hair in. Once again, minimal tension. Create the ponytail, wrap it once, wrap it twice, wrap it 3 times in the name of Jesus Christ. That is my timer, and I just hit it exactly 45 minutes. Tuck that in. We're going to give our beautiful client this bow. And you can use any type of accessories you would like. Bows, ribbons, beads, bubble knockers, jewels. I'm just opening up these braid jewels, bringing them through the ends, wrapping the ends back into the middle, pull it down a little just so it's secure, and squeeze it close. Okay? And for our finishing touch, a little finishing spray, and this is what I want to show you. If you just dab a little bit of the finishing spray on your edges, it will actually help it to hold a little bit longer. If you don't have wrap strips at home, you can use a scarf. It's recommended that you use a satin scarf. I'm going to use, of course, my wrap strips. Stretch them a little bit, place them right on the edges. Tie them down. Let this sit for 2 to 5 minutes before removing. You can even leave it in overnight, but this will allow all those baby hairs to kind of set. In about 2 to 3 minutes, we'll show you the final product. And ta-da! All right. Well, if you like our tutorial today, make sure to comment and hit subscribe below. If you liked any of the products, check out the website in the comment box below. And I'll see you guys at our next tutorial. How you like your hair?
Good.
It's good? You look so cute.